Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. So, good many things to talk about today and good many things to accomplish over the course of the next episode or two. First order of business is going to be turning these lights off. I just did my little 10-second test recording, and right as I went to end the recording, a wandering horde happened to happen along. I had to take them out real quick with exploding crossbow bolts. But what I did, I asked last episode what I should do about the time, if I should just, go wander about and, do some other things for the next 7 days and try to finish this thing over the course of the next 7 days, or if I should extend the time a day. And I didn't get any feedback saying that I shouldn't. So about 4, 5, 6 of you, said that I should go ahead and extend it and just get it done. Just try to get it done. So that's what I've done. I've extended the time a day. I'm a little weary about goofing around with increasing the length of time from 60 to 90 or 120 or whatever you extend it to, because I did that a couple years ago on an old alpha, and it goofed up the horde. Goofed up the time of day that they would arrive. But I don't think by just extending the time of day, it's going to have any kind of negative effect. We'll see. I don't think it will. But anyway, that's what I've done. So I've given myself enough time to get the ground painted. I think I had more people say you should paint the concrete. Though I do think a space outpost or something, this concrete, it's kind of fitting. I don't really see a problem with it. It's going to take me a long time to get that all painted. And a lot of paint. First order of business would be to paint the horde room and the back of the light housing. That's going to be the first order of business. Let's see here. We have a decent amount of paint. Let me get my brushes out. We don't need the wire stuff anymore. We don't need any steel, I don't think. I'll stick that in there. I'll take the concrete with me just in case I need to repair. Put that in there and this. Just in case I need to repair some stuff on the ground out there. Yeah, I'll stick that in there too. So I have 2 paint brushes. Let's go ahead and just grab up some paint here. And chrysanthemum. That's the one thing I'm short on. Well, cotton. Cotton and chrysanthemum. I want to ride over to the garden. I want to see how much progress that what we planted has made. Looks like in here, all of this is just fine. Cotton and chrysanthemum right here. So we could go ahead and make some more paint with what we have here. I'm going to go ahead and replant this, though. I don't know if I should or not. I don't think it's going to be ready. Something you might be able to answer that I'm not sure about. Will something, if I plant a crop, is it based on the days that pass or the hours that pass by? Because if it's, if it's based around a 60-minute day or something like that, then I could probably grow it, but I want to say it's the days that pass. If it's the days that pass, then it'd be pointless for me to replant this stuff. I'm just kind of wasting time by replanting it. I just don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and replant this chrysanthemum and cotton. It's the one thing I'm short on. I'm gonna also go check my big garden before I do anything else, because I think we planted over there chrysanthemum and cotton. And that might be enough to get the last bit of paint crafted that we need to finish this base out. I figured it would be something like this. It would come down to like a couple days left or something, and I would have to really scramble to get the last finishing touches on. But I'm real anxious to get this base previewed and get it done and move on to a new project, because I have the music recorded for it already. Everything's ready to go. I don't even need a full stack of shotgun shells in every turret. because we're going to do what we always do. We're just going to jump down, take on the horde out on the ground about halfway through it or something. So as long as the turrets can hold up for a little while of it, I can kind of show off in the video the turrets doing their thing. And everyone knows how that works. Not even going to pick this goldenrod. I think before I take another step, I need to run over to the garden and check that out and see if you know what, I can just ride down this way and see if that is ready. Don't remember what day we planted it on. Come on and be ready. We need you ready. Yes, 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 it is ready. All right, this should be enough to make enough paint to finish it out. A little bit of chrysanthemum and goldenrod and cotton goes a long way for making paint. And we already have the bottle murky water. That's done. Oh, this is not ready. Well, I wonder why this is not ready, but all around is ready. That's kind of weird. It doesn't matter. It's just a few. I planted some out on the ground. There's a little bit there. Right there is not ready. No, we're not going to worry about those last few pieces. All right, perfect. Well, that's what I was hoping for. Let's see, we need to get the back of this painted. Not that you're even going to see that when I do the base preview video. I might not even paint that. Only you're going to know it. All of these people that only show up for the base preview videos are going to see this, and they're not going to see little things like that. They're not going to see little things like, you know, down in the tunnels where I have the relays are not painted and things like that. All right, so grab my cotton. I am going to have to pick this goldenrod. I am going to have to pick it. I don't know what I have in the chest, but we're not going to mess with that because that's going to be for our goldenrod tea. I need to get my little man in the game something to eat. Not even going to replant this, folks. I'm going to use what I have to use of it. Now that we're good on cotton and chrysanthemum, we'll just use all of this if we have to, and we'll take our leftovers after we've made our paint and come over here and replant it. You know what, though? If I do that base preview, it would look kind of silly if I didn't, wouldn't it? People are going to want to see the garden. It's just more time taken, but it'll only take me about 60 seconds to get this done. I'm really trying to rush here. I'm trying to rush and get everything done that I can possibly get done. Might even have to leave the extended time on for the base preview, not for the horde attack. We'll just do that standard time, but for the preview, I'll have to probably not change the time of day. We're going to be cutting it close because day is 167. Horde comes on 168. And so we have this day and half a day or more, I guess, full day tomorrow. But if it doesn't work out, you know, we'll just go back to regular time. I'll go build another forge room wherever we're going to build our next base. And we'll get started on that project. All right. Done. Get back over here. See how much paint we can make. Paint. 9,000. Okay, I can't hold all that in one. And that was based on goldenrod we were short on. What's just 111? Huh. We had plenty of that left over. Let's see what we have for goldenrod over here. 232. I can take half of that and stick it in the chest over there. That'll give us, because we just planted more, so. Oh yeah, I'm good on goldenrod though. Look at the goldenrod tea. So let's just take it all. Let's just take it all. I didn't realize I had that much goldenrod tea I'd made. And let's do a sort. Let's stick this and that since it doesn't matter anyway. I can't make any more gas. I think we filled up most of the... might not have any frames. I think we filled up most of the... can't even think right now. I'm in such a rush to do everything. But the generators... maybe we can do 30,000 if I take that out. All right, let's stick this in there. Okay, so paintbrushes, check. Don't even know what color I'm going to paint the... don't even know what color I'm going to paint this stuff over. Let me get my man something to eat before his tummy drives me insane. I'm going to fill up all the way. It's probably the most rushed I've been to get something done since we started this series. I've been pretty laid back time-wise thus far, but we have now... oh, that generator's out here. We have now come to the place to where it's go time. It's get this thing done time. Not even going to worry about... I'm not even going to worry about the exit I wanted to do on this place, because that's just more time invested in something that, you know, it's really not going to add a whole lot. Now, I wonder, since I'm going to paint the ground anyway, what's going to happen if I do this? Okay, it does paint the ground down there, but look, I can get a bunch painted at one time. I wonder if I should paint this blue. We never really talked about this. Let's look at the different color patterns here. I think the medicine cabinet might be too much. Nah, you know, that doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad. Oops. I'll have to paint that. Oops. That's the only bad thing about the roller, is I'm going to have to go and touch up little things here and there. They're going to get, not going to get painted right, or they're going to get painted over. And the ground down there, we're going to paint it. Yeah, we just have to paint it. We'll paint over what's down there. Oh, shoot. Not good. We're just going to kind of slap a coat of paint on this thing and do the best we can with it. It does look like it's getting sides and all. See? Some of the sides are getting painted. That's kind of nifty. What happens if I do this? It's getting up on the wall. Those would be easy to touch up, though, those little spots. We'll easily be able to touch those up. Might leave... let's see here. Well, look at the ground underneath, what it looks like. It's so goofed up down there. That's okay. The ground will be easy. It'll be easy to paint that. It'll just be time consuming, but it'll be easy. Easy to do. Okay. That looks good. Yeah, I like the medicine cabinet on it better than the blue. I think it'd just be too much blue. We already have so much blue on this base as it is. Well, this might not be as bad as I had imagined painting. Not the way it's going right now, it's not too bad. If we don't get each and every piece of it done, it's not a big deal. Like if I miss a little spot here or there, I don't think people are going to notice. Little place here, little place there. Trying to get it as close as we can, but there's corners getting painted. That kind of stinks. Why is that not painting, though? It looks good if I move quickly. It doesn't look so good if you just barely move. It has this weird kind of, I don't know what's going on with that, with the lighting and all. It has this weird sort of reflective failure. I don't know what you call that. A reflective failure. And then I'll take the brush and I'll touch up the spots that we missed. Let's get this all done. Well, that's kind of cool. It paints multiple tiers facing to the side. That's the one thing I worried. I was like, well, I'm going to have to go down each individual. Now, the bottom I'm not too concerned about. I don't think I'll worry about the bottom. If the bottom of this particular area, I don't think that's going to matter. Shoot. Can always paint those corners, isn't it? The sides. This is something that I should have done a long time ago. We kept putting it off and putting it off because I knew it was going to be a pain. And I said I'd do it off camera, but I didn't want to do it off, wanted to stream it just to document it all. So it's all been documented. So no one can say, oh, you left that off. You didn't document that. How'd you do this? And I wanted to make sure everything was covered in some form or fashion on whether it be stream or Let's Play recording. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think I can switch over to brush. I can finish touching this up like this. I can change this brush to white. And cover back all the places that we accidentally with the roller painted. Like so. Back to the brush. Any other spots I missed? Let's get them now. I'm sure some of you probably have tuned out a good many minutes ago when you realized I was just going to be painting. But it's the last thing to do. I'm excited. It's the last thing that we have to do before finishing this build. And that's something we've been waiting on for months now to finish this thing. And here it is. Here it is. The day has come that we can put the finishing touches on this thing. If you've been here for the entire journey, folks, tip of the hat to you. I know Andrew and Freebird, I know they've been here for the entire duration of it. Freebird trying to catch up. He was a late comer to the channel. And well, he binged watched this like Breaking Bad or something to try to catch up to where we're at now. And it's just funny because he's been binge watching. I think he's just about current, and so he gets to see it. The base preview will be coming out right as he's finishing the series. That's nice. But to all of you, I'm sure there are many, many more of you that've been here since the start. May not watch every episode or watch every episode in its entirety, but I thank you for your support. throughout this series. 167 days. I don't know how many episodes we're on right now. It's more than that because some of the episodes were 30, 45 minutes. But what a journey, you know, to do this base. And for all of those who said, oh, you know, build a big castle or big base and I'll hang out there and watch the whole thing. I'm like, you know, that takes hundreds of hours, right? All of those people that abandoned us 100 hours or more ago, you know, I guess they'll get to see the finished product. But, well, I won't have to hear that anymore, that I'll hang out there and watch that whole thing. Yeah, now they know. Now they know what goes into something like this. This is not just a slap together in a couple minutes kind of thing. I'm not even going to worry about that. You know, it takes time. Now, if I could just on my own time work on something like this, I could get it done faster. But being that we can only document so much a day, you know, so long in a day, it takes a little longer. It takes a little longer. You know, but on my own, I can, I mean, it takes the same amount of hours, but I can just do it in a shorter period of time because, you know, I can knock out 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours in a clip sometimes. Whereas here with you all, I'm only able to knock out an hour a clip. Takes a good bit longer. We need to switch over to the blue here in just a moment. And get that. That. I don't think it matters if I paint that or not. All right, let's look at it from this perspective. You're never going to see this right here, but we'll paint it nonetheless. Get it done. Or even extending the days. I'm looking up at the clock and I'm like, ooh, time is just flying by on us here. I don't know if we can get this done or not. We're going to give it our best effort. Get this thing done. Kind of curious how much paint we've gone through. I should have taken an assessment here. Should have assessed how much we had, how much we've gone through. I don't know if I'll paint the bottoms of these or not. I don't think I need to. You know, I don't think I need to. I mean, it's a horde defense. You know? Can't be perfect. It's going to be banged up and beat up, which it sort of looks that way if you're looking at the cracks on the floor. Pretty fancy horde defense, though. Don't know whether to take on a horde or have some tea. About like old Draco and Lunestis base on the multiplayer server. I don't know whether to fight zombies or wear my tuxedo. All right. It looks pretty good. Well, I need a third brush is what I really need. Blue, blue. Blue, blue, blue. Huh. That ladder needs to be painted white again. All right. And I messed up on one of my blue stripes right there, which I don't think really matters. We could have almost continued on with the blue. Going this way. You know what I mean? To keep it true. Make it blue. But that's all right. That's all right. It is what it is. So I think for the most part we got it. I'm sure there might be a block here, a block there we didn't hit. That's all right. That's all right. If we didn't get them all. For the most part, it's done. Let's take a look at it from, you know, back here, see what it looks like. I want to get some of these things touched up. I also want to get my blue stripe right there. It looks like that when we walk in. Yeah, it's a little beat up, a little banged up. I don't have any steel. It's fine. It's just missing a hit point or two. See? 99.50 out of 10,000. This looks a little cracked. But it's horde defense. It's horde defense. It's gonna be a little banged up, a little beat up. All right, let's go outside. And I'm going to take more paint out of this thing so it can keep crafting. It doesn't fill up. Yeah, it's already full now. Look at that. Oh, it's out of fuel. Let's do this. 3,700 more to go. You know what? I probably... Yeah, we'll wait. We'll come back. We'll come back. I'm going to get a third brush. I'm going to get a third brush, and I'm going to repair my brush here. Repair. Another brush in here. Yes. Repair. So we have medicine cabinet. We have blue. And I don't know what I'll use that one for, but we never decided on a color on the floor out here. We never decided on that. I think I'm just going to pick a color and we're going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. We did like the medicine cabinet, though, for this. We did like that. Probably what I should do is roller onto the bottom here first. You know what I mean? And then we'll come back and paint the pillars last. The belly of the beast. Gotta get the belly of the beast painted up. What was that? And we just were testing that out one day to see if we liked the white. We didn't like the white. Makes a huge difference, though. You don't know what kind of a difference it makes until you don't have this, or, you know, like on Alpha 15, you couldn't do this. And boy, it makes such a huge difference. I tell you what, I'm going to make this brush a blue color with just a brush, so we can touch up a little spot like that. You know what I mean? But having this paint tool, you can make some really unique and cool looking bases that you could never do before. You can use steel some places, concrete in others. You don't know what's what. You can't differentiate. And that's what makes it so cool, is the fact that you can blend those together now, just like I have here. And you'd never know it. You'd never know it unless you saw it being built. That this is all steel. This is part concrete, part steel. This is wood. You know, you just don't know. Really neat feature they added. We were just talking about that on Discord last night and hoping that they continue on with adding new textures for the paint tool, because I feel like there's just some that are missing that you need. Some color, some patterns, some textures that you could really do a lot with. So hopefully they add more to it on Alpha 17, and we're hoping for more transitional blocks too, specifically the curved transitional blocks. We need more of those, Fun Pimps, if you're listening, which I know you're not, but we need more transitional curved blocks. That would be good. We'd be good, y'all. All right, so let's get this finished out down here. We'll move on. Missed that little spot right there. Okay. Would have been cool if we'd have made those supports all over. I probably need to add those right here, you know. Probably would look better if I did that. I don't know if I'm going to take the time to do it or not. We'll have to come back and paint these pillars that I'm going over right now. I'm not worried about it. Just don't want to paint over my base where I've already painted up there. I want to make sure that stays, that stripe stays on the side. I'll have to triple check that by using this roller. It's not very accurate, and you're gonna goof up on some spots. The white didn't look bad on the bottom, but it looks like it's just a primer or something that you need paint on. If we have time, now time is very precious, but if we have time, I'll go back with my nail gun and we'll try to touch up on all of these blocks that have taken damage over the course of the past, weeks, months. that we've not done anything with. Not repaired. Like down here, you see a little spot here, a little spot there. It's taking a bit of damage from exploding crossbow bolts. Thanks to the old Grand Spartan. All right, that's done. Let's trail it out here. Come back this way. I'll touch up right there where I just missed. Oh, the nice hum of the generators. Yeah, what I should have done, I know a lot of you don't like painting, but I should have, every time I built a new structure, I should have painted that structure as we built it, you know, as it's being built. Go ahead and paint it. I didn't do that. Hindsight's 2020. That would have been the wise thing to do, and then we wouldn't have to do it all at one time. But I tried to leave that off much as I could because a lot of you don't enjoy the painting part of it, and I understand it's pretty boring. I try to do the best job I can with commentary as I'm doing this, but it's not the most enjoyable thing to watch. But we are going to be moving on to new bases. We're going to be building some small to mid-sized bases moving forward, trying a few different styles of defense. Waiting on the arrival of Alpha 17. Might even start up a new mod series. Don't know. I haven't decided yet exactly if I did what mod that I might try, but all right, that's that. That's done. Let's get this over here. It's a shame we can't paint these ugly drawbridges, huh? These doggone ugly drawbridges. They need some love. Need that love. Yeah, I gotta be careful with that. If I use the roller on that, it's gonna paint my stripe off the side, my reflective stripe. What's our time up to? Okay, we're good. I thought it said 52. I was like, whoa, we blasted through time today. So, horde defense area finished. Check there. Bottom of the base, we're trying to finish that right now. Then we have, so we have all of today. We have all of day 167. And we have most of the day 168. Well, I guess technically all the day. But then that night, I'll still have to leave myself time to do a base preview. You know, it won't take me but a couple minutes. I might have to do a couple takes of it. But you know, I got to leave myself enough time to do that. Leave myself enough time to say, you know, hello, ladies and gentlemen, Grand Spartan. Today, I'm going to show you a base that we built over the course of our Let's Play series. Go ahead and practice it now, huh? So we only have to do one take. You all have taken a big part in this base, too. Those of you who have stuck around here, giving me advice about what to do here and what to do there. You know, there's a good loyal following of you all who have been here the entire Let's Play and have given your feedback. Draco and Lunesta, a lot of you. I can't name all your names. There are too many of you. Too many of you. But I appreciate the help along the way, kind of saying, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do that? Paint this over here like that. build that over there like this. It's weird how you can't paint that with a roller, but paint it with my regular brush. Yeah, like I said, I hope when I do this base preview, I only have to do 1 or 2 takes, because that takes time off the clock. If I miss my wording or don't like the way it sounds and how I described something, I'll re-record it. Like I said, it only takes a couple minutes to do a base preview recording, but hopefully I can get that in the first shot. Look at that concrete right there. Do I have steel in my inventory? I don't. Oh my gosh, but that's not reinforced concrete. Paint that. Let me think about this. Looks like a bunch of broken glass on the ground over here. Okay, so we came out this way. Let's go back over here and then work our way back once again. Whoops. All right. Yeah, I almost streamed this morning. I said, you know, we could just stream it. I extended the time of day. Carry you along for the ride, but it just, things happen, things come up, and was not able to do that. We're just going to do it this way on my own time. Well, it looks like I either hit that with exploding crossbow bolt or a cop explosion did that. The side over here. Maybe that's AK-47 damage. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. It is at the horde defense portion of the base, so who knows what happened there. Looks pretty rough, though. Ah, boy, I really feel like I do need to paint this. The problem is, if I paint this, what's going to happen straight up? Is it going to get the walls up there? I don't want to have to brush paint this. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to brush paint this. Some spots here and there, like around here, that's fine. But I don't want to have to brush paint the entire underbelly. I think I might just leave it steel because it looks like none of it was touched. You know what I mean? None of it was touched, so that might be okay. So this needs to be that color to match the rest of it. And I did not get any of that. I had painted all of that. Never even upgraded those two. Must have painted the top and didn't realize that that was not upgraded to steel. I don't know. I don't know why I left that concrete. Doesn't matter. Cops never hover around that area because we never hover around that area. So, oh shoot! I think I just hit paint on top part there. It's okay. Good. That's good. Back to the blue. What a massive project to paint, though. You know, this base is looking larger by the moment here. The more I paint, the more I realize that this is a pretty large base that we have here. We're trying to paint up. $167 hours, basically. About, let's say 160. You know, we would put about 160 hours into this base because we immediately... Well, the first week or so in the game, I guess we camped out over in that old building. But then we came over here and started our raised platform, and that was That was the first stages of this base being built. Been here ever since. Yeah, I'm going to miss her when she goes dark. She'll be going dark here pretty soon, folks, and we'll see it again because we'll be coming over here to, get things that we need, resources and whatnot. But we're going to build ourselves a new forge room where we build our new base. Every new base we build, we'll travel around and we'll build a new forge room, and we won't be eventually we kind of phase out the need to come over here ever again. All right, that's all blue. Belly of this sucker blue. If I knew I could get away with painting the bottom with a roller blue on these quarter blocks, I'd do it. Maybe we just test it one time and see what happens, but I don't want to paint a bunch of stuff up in that board area blue that we've already taken the time to paint the right color. Last little bit right here in this part for blue. And medicine cabinet. Now, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay. Let's get our brush, our roller out. I think it's this one right here. Get it dead center. I think it's working. Can't see inside that it's changing anything that I don't want it to change. That might not be so bad if we could do it this way. Painted a little bit there. I didn't want to paint, but for the most part, we can come touch up spots like that with our brush. Little one spot here, one spot there that we miss. That'll be easy to fix. Okay, that's not bad then. That's not bad. I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll take the extra time to do it. It's not going to add that much more time to our project here. It'll certainly look better, if we could get this painted than having it unpainted in just that steel color. That's the worst color ever introduced to the game right there, folks. That steel color stuff. I don't know what they were thinking with that texture. Texture is awful. I never liked it. Never liked it since they introduced it. It's thankfully now they give me a way to give me a way. Oh, I am going to have to go in there and paint a couple blocks white. See if I can look straight up a little bit more and prevent that from happening. Change the world. Oh, it is getting the walls in there. I see the white spot on the wall. It's got painted. Is that it? That's it. That's it. So we can just go with our brush now. Top off, touch up a couple last things down here. We'll go back inside and finish up, knock off where we touched a little bit of blue with the brush, hit that with white. We'll get the rest of the belly of the base done first. Before we do that, but can't forget to do that. I don't want to be walking around on my base preview and showing off things and it's all ugly looking. That should be medicine cabinet right there. Medicine cabinet. Oh, it did paint the sides. Only in certain areas, though. I wonder why that is. Didn't do it all over. It was just down here. I must have been looking at it wrong or something at an angle. That's the one thing you have to be kind of careful of. You're looking at something with the roller at an angle, and boy, it just covers it all. Not gonna worry about that one block. Contractor we hired just was in a rush doing the paint job. We'll chalk it up to that. How about that? All right. Well, that does look better. That does look better. I'm glad I decided to go ahead and do that. I was not going to do that. I was not going to paint this, the belly of this area, but it does look better. Even if we run out of time and have to come back and document another day, looks better. Let's do medicine cabinet over here. I'll probably go ahead and paint the columns, the pillars. See if we can paint this. Yeah. Yeah, we'll certainly have to come out here with some steel. Probably should have brought some steel with me when I came out here and paint this stuff up, because that looks pretty awful being damaged the way it is. See how you have to touch the top part of those supports? All right. Blue. Oh my goodness, wrong brush. All right. Still need to paint the belly of this blue. And medicine cabinet. Shoot. And blue. Well, it's one thing people can't say, folks. And I may have forgotten to post a couple streams for the Let's Play in the Let's Play list. But if you go back, you're never going to find something that we did on here that wasn't documented throughout the entirety of this Let's Play. I either streamed it or recorded it. So no one can say, oh, we didn't, you skipped that. You know, how'd you do that? We've covered it all, folks. We have covered it all. 100%. Not too worried about the insides of those. It just is what it is. There we do the bars blue. You know what I mean? All right, do this medicine cabinet here. And I think we're sort of finished with this area. This general area right here. It's a shame I couldn't have just rollered all of this, but this is what it is. Might not even worry about those on other sides. Let's paint this right there. Whew, I'm going to have to take a break in a moment just from painting and do something else. I don't know what. This really is all that's left to do, but pretty fatiguing. Focused on this thing, trying to get it all painted. I'm used to, when I'm painting, I usually do that on stream. So I have you all to keep me company, and we'll break and we'll talk, and you know, we'll do some other things in between. But this is just nothing but painting the whole time. Only a couple spots got hit with that roller with the blue. That's nice. That's nice. We were able to do that. We were able to paint this part. I was going to skip that altogether, but it looks so much better that I didn't skip it. Okay, what did I miss? No. That. Paint that. Get that with the blue. Boy, this space is really going to pop now. You know, for the longest time, we've had little details that you just otherwise would overlook. You wouldn't think about it. You all have seen it so much, you just don't think about it. But there are little details here that when we stand back now and we look at this base, it's really going to pop. We're going to say, wow, that's pretty sharp looking, you know, now that it's painted. It is as we had envisioned it being from the start. Get this painted here. Blue. All right. 557 on day 167. We're making pretty good progress as long as we don't run out of paint. We're making good progress here. I got to go get some more paint queued up here soon. We have a little bit more we can make. I need to get that done. I like the pillars. I'm going to probably have to paint back up on some of the pillars eventually anyway, though, because we're going to paint the floor. And if we're going to paint the floor, and we're going to have enough paint to paint the floor, which I hope we do, it's going to paint up onto the pillars a little bit. I almost wish that I would not have asked that question, and I would have just gone with my instincts to not paint the floor, just leave it concrete. As I think, just like you see here, the damage that the floor has taken and how bad that looks, we're going to have to really be selective about what color we choose to paint the floor, or it's going to look like this. It's going to look like little spots and speckles all over that's taken damage, and this over here looks awful with the medicine cabinet. You know, we definitely won't be doing medicine cabinet. That was just a mistake. But that would look very bad if we choose a color like that. I'll just have to, we'll have to try. I'll have to try a couple of them here in just a moment and see what looks best. We have no do-overs here, folks. There will be no do-overs. It is what it is, and it'll stay that way. I'm not going back. I usually try to use your feedback on everything, but as far as color suggestions, they're locked in now. They're locked in, and it just is what it is. I'm not going back on any of this stuff. We'll lock down the colors just the way they are. Get this base preview done, and we'll move on to a new project, a new day, a new era here on the Let's Play series. Even thought about starting over, but I was like, you know, why would I start back over when I have all these resources and I could just go out and build a new base? That'd be kind of silly. Start over. We're going to start over. We're going to start over on a mod. You know, we're not going to start over. Oh, shoot. Wrong color. We're not going to start over on vanilla. Couple mods I'm keeping my eye on here. I say that, but I've not looked into any of them, but the names of them I've kind of held on to and thought, yeah, we might cover that. We might cover that. I think it's Legacy, something Legacy. Maybe it's Undead Legacy or something. Might check that out. I don't know. There's always Ravenhurst. I want to check that out as well. Okay, that's done. Let's do blue right there. Let me get lined up here. Is that concrete or is that steel? That's steel, isn't it? Yeah, we can't fix that yet. Okay, well, that was a lot of detail work. That took a while. That took a little longer than I'd like for it to have taken, but it's done. It's done now. Just because there were little blocks like that you had to paint. For the most part, though, that looks pretty good, pretty sharp. Okay, Moving on. I don't even know why I'm painting the bottom block there. That doesn't, that's going to get painted over when we paint the floor with the roller. Oops. Any more blue? Any more blue? I don't think so. It's all shiny. It's very shiny. Oh, this is all painted right here. Have we finished the belly? No, I know I must have missed something. That couldn't be finished. What a beautiful day it would be if I had finished that. I don't think it is, though. Find out here in just a moment. No wandering hordes to heckle me. I had that one doing, you know, I don't know if that's ever happened to me in my entire series. I do my little 5 to 10 second test recording to make sure audio and video are working properly. And as soon as I logged in, I was like, testing, check. I looked around and there's a wandering horde coming at me. I mean, they didn't even touch me, but I just shot him with an exploding crossbow bolt, but I don't know if I've ever had that happen on a test recording before. I enjoy this myself. You know, I enjoy this. I like bringing it to life, seeing it come to life. You know, I love little things like this. Used to do some model railroading, and boy, I just loved bringing things to life, making things... you know, take some simple thing and turn it into much like what we've done here with this base. Watching it all breathe and come to life. Yeah, I meant to go around and do more supports. I know from a distance it'll be fine, but I did want to go around and do those supports everywhere there were pillars. And, you know, like one right there, one right here. Just never got around to doing it. It's all right. Let me get my roller out, because I think for the most part we finished the belly of this thing. Let's do the roller. Let's get, shoot. What color could we paint the ground? Man, I was going to do it this color. You know what I mean? I was just going to do it the tread plate. That's what we did on the stream series, the tread plate. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do like a bright color, because you're going to see all of the blemishes, and that's not going to look good if we do that. You don't want to see how it's blemished, but it's hard to kind of see because it's already sort of textured, and yeah, I don't mind that. That looks okay. See how I painted the bottom block there on the pillar? Maybe we should have done this first. I was just a little worried that we're going to run out of paint by doing this. But either way, even if I run out of paint, we'll just have to extend the series a little bit longer on this base. Because once we start this, there's no turning back. There's no turning back once we start painting the floor. And we do a little touch up here and a little touch up there. We'll come back when we're painting the pillars, and we'll get a little tread plate. Let's look at our paint. We're still good on paint. We'll do a little touch up on the spots we miss. Eventually, like I said, we go to paint those pillars. The medicine cabinet we'll get that. Does anyone want to donate some paint to the project? If so, message me at I could really use your paint right now. I could use some help. I could use another person out here slapping a coat on is what I could use. Probably should have hit Draco up this morning and say, hey man, want to do a little bit of work? You know, hell, I'll pay you in Robux. Hit Mini Spartan up. I'll pay you in Steam credit. You know, if you'll come on here and help me get this thing finished. Designated subscriber. You're the designated painter for the day. Hire your services, sir or ma'am. Yeah, this is good. I used this on the stream series, and it was hard to tell where a lot of the damage was at. I could still see if I needed to repair it, but it was hard to see just wondering about, you know, that, oh boy, this looks awful. You know, it's just taking so much damage. And it's just like that medicine cabinet is just the worst in the world for showing damage. It just looks like one shot to it. Looks like it's all falling apart. And I did not want to... Well, if we run out of paint, you know, if we run out of paint, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess, you know, we'll just go start a new base somewhere. We'll start the forge room and the location for the new base and kind of get to working as more everything grows. Because the other day I said, I don't think I'm going to paint the floor. And that's one thing I had in mind. I said, you know, paint takes a while only because you have to grow the crops to make this stuff. The paint itself makes quickly in the forges, but it takes a while to... I'm going to have to paint this with a brush up close. So I don't want to paint over my blue. Well, it looks like that. I think that looks pretty sharp. Might be a little more difficult to see the horde as I'm running around at nighttime because it is a dark color. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It looks better than, you know, no paint at all, I guess. We'll just have to do some touch up around here. Let's see if I can get close enough. Let's do this. One brush like this, and that way I don't have to be all careful around here. Someone said it was going to take 20 to 30,000 paint to do this. They had done the math on the 125 by 125, roughly that area. I don't know. I didn't do the math myself, but that sounds right. 20 to 30,000 paint sounds right. Like I said, the little spots that you see right there, boom, we'll come back and get that when we paint the pillars. We'll get that all painted up. There's a sweet spot right here where I can get 4 blocks at one time. That's kind of what you need to do, I guess, to get the most out of it. Because I don't know that it uses more paint, even though you're covering 4 blocks, than if you were to just get the 3. Because on average, if you're standing in the middle of a regular block like this, it gets 3. If I'm standing 4 or in the middle on the line, it does 4. You know what I mean? So same thing with going out in front of you. You want to make sure you point out far enough in front of you. What are we down to in paint? Well, we're going through paint quickly, folks. It's making me a little nervous with the amount that we have left that I'm just simply not going to have enough to get this project done to paint the floor. We're going to have to postpone the release of this base preview. We'll make the most of it, though. If we can't, I'll just doggone it. I'll go build that new forge room somewhere with the resources we have. And we'll get started on a new project. We'll come back later date, finish this up, gather up our paint. I'm not being very efficient with this. I'm just kind of missing some spots, kind of slapping it down here, trying to hurry. Well, this is a wide area to cover, though. Know that. My goodness, we're going through a lot of paint, folks. We're not even halfway done with the floor. You know what I mean? Still have to get all the pillars, or, well, 2/3 of the pillars done. Now, all of the, I say more than that, because we have to do all the pillars on the lighting as well. I'm going to do those medicine cabinet. Let's go take a look at our paint here. If it's looking like I'm not going to have enough, and it kind of is looking that way, I'll just have to, doggone it, I'll have to plant more. I'll just simply have to plant more. Yeah, cotton and chrysanthemum we're short on. Did I even replant more cotton? I don't know if I did or not. Yeah, we might as well load up. Might as well just take it all. Take it all. Let me go ahead and eat something again real quick so the little man in the game's not starving while I'm out there working. Yet we won't, another thing is I don't want to do. I don't want to rush this thing and kind of ruin what we've done. You put 160 hours into something and then you rush the last little bit of it and goof it up. I don't want to do that. I certainly don't want to do that. If we can't get it looking just right, then doggone it, we'll just, we'll wait. We'll wait till we can do it right, but... I don't know why I painted that blue. It was an accident, I guess. A little blue right there. I'm just coming in here to touch this up before I forget, because I will forget about it. And we'll come over here to do the base preview and start the horde attack and, like, miss those spots. Looks pretty rough considering we put all the time into it to do it. Only takes a moment to do this. Could have probably been a little bit more efficient with the paint on the floor down there, but I don't think we're going to save that much. Maybe we waste a couple thousand or something altogether, but in the scheme of things here, it's not going to matter. I know it's going to be a long episode, folks. I apologize about the length of the episode, but I want to try to get it done. All that I could get done today. Any other that I missed? Just on the corners here where I painted the blue from down below and it got on the blocks a little bit. Well, knock on wood or whatever you want to knock on. We've not had too many spots that I could not paint. That's very frustrating. That's very frustrating when you get spots that you absolutely cannot paint. It gets very, very annoying. There's nothing you can do about it. Go ahead and take out 1,000 there. And get my brush repaired for my roller. Yeah, it does give it a kind of different feel over here. And it doesn't affect your FPS either, folks. This paint, you would think that it would. Does not affect my FPS. I tell you what, let's get this one. Make sure we're on brush, so I don't get them confused. It does not affect your FPS to paint things like this. I originally worried about that on Code Red, that by painting all of that medicine cabinet color, it was gonna goof it up. I was gonna drop my frames and stuff, but it did not. Did not at all. Not one bit. Only thing that messed us up was installing that solar power. And like I said, even after uninstalling that solar power, it still had it all goofed up. Let's just stick to this line right here. We'll stop once we get over here somewhere. It almost doesn't look bad with that one spot on the bottom of the pillar. We're going to do the pillar from bottom to top the same color, but it almost doesn't look bad being that way. We never upgraded these to steel. That's not going to matter. If they take them out, they take them out. You know, the heck with it. Only time we're going to take on a horde is over here. It'd be the one time we do the base preview, and I'll try to keep that in mind. I'll try to be conscious of that as I'm running around. I know some of you are going to watch this and say, boy, you weren't very efficient with that at all. Painting that thing. I know it, folks. I'm just in a hurry. I feel rushed. I don't do very well when I'm rushed like this. I goof up a good bit. And just the nature of the whole thing here. I don't think you do well at anything when you're rushed. You know what I mean? I think that's anything in life if you're rushed at some people operate a little better like that, but not many. You're rushed at someone, like you take a test. And they're like, oh, you got 3 hours to do this test. Take your time. But then you take the same test and they say, okay, you know, I'm timing you. You got an hour. You know, you got a third of the time. You're gonna probably not do as well on the third as you would have on the 1 hour for the same test that you had 3 hours to take it. And I think that applies for about everything in life. Feel rushed at something, you don't do your best work. We'll have a little spot here and there like you see right there by that pillar. We'll come back. We'll get all of that. That's why I said let me just hold off. I was starting to paint the pillars in other places. Let me hold off on the pillars till we get this done, and then whoops, I goofed that up. You get right in the center of the 4. You know what I mean? Get right in the center of the 4. You cover a lot of ground. Ooh, we're going through it, folks. It's going to be kind of close, maybe, you know? It's going to be kind of close. Paint that we have left over. I don't think you can buy that stuff from a trader. You know, not enough of it, at least. It's not like traders got 10,000 paint sitting over there. Might have a few hundred or something, but that'd be the one thing that could help us if traders did have it, because we have so many around us. But I don't think we're going to be able to buy enough of it to help us finish this out. I mean, I tried to plan ahead as much as I could and have a bunch of paint on hand, but my decision to not paint the ground was based on the fact that I did not think I had enough paint to, you know, kind of do it all. And it was going to add more time to this base. But doggone it, I'm not going to rush this thing. If I can't get it, we'll wait. We'll, like I said, all we're going to do on this series is we're going to come back. We're going to start some small to mid-sized bases. And we'll just go do that. We'll just go do that. And then we'll come back to it. And you all won't even see it. You won't even know that I'm doing it. I'll just do a base preview video on my own time. See how nice that looks right there? But it all like just looks like it's sitting down on top of that flooring. That's beautiful. I have to kind of brush paint this area because I don't want to paint up on the sides of these big columns. It's going to take too long to fix that. Maybe right here I could brush paint that, but I don't want to paint up on all of the sides of these. I don't want to fix all of those boo-boos. Yeah, so what'll happen is if and when we run out, we'll resume normal times. We'll go back to the 60-minute days. And next episode, we'll go scout out a location for a new base. We'll begin to build a forge room for it, a crafting room, much like we did on our stream series. And you know, after a week goes by, I'll sneak back over here and I guess in the case of running out of paint, though, I will have to document, you know, coming back over here and harvesting, and planting, and making the paint and painting the actual base. But the horde attack itself in the base preview, I'll just sneak that in on you. That's the one thing that's a little different probably about this series than maybe some other series you've watched is I try to cover it all. I try to include you all in everything I do. And sometimes, you know, we run into little snags like what we've run into here. And by documenting everything, you know, I've made it tough to accomplish something by a certain time or whatever. It's only happened a couple times like this, but oh yeah, look at that. Look at the difference. How much better that looks. It's like almost no damage at all down there. And then you look over there and it looks like it's all just falling apart. Nothing I can do. Total eclipse of the heart. Oh, I goofed that up. My goodness, I goofed that up. I hit the pillar. I hit the side of the pillar with the roller. Believe it or not, I'm pretty good in real life at painting. Pretty good. I'm practiced. Done it a lot. A lot. Professionally and at my home. Don't care for it so much in real life. I don't care for painting too much. I enjoy the end result and what it looks like. You know, your work, your hard work paying off, but this one I did not paint around. Oh, shoot. Just what I was trying to avoid. You know, it could have probably been more efficient saving our paint by doing it one block at a time. How long would that have taken, though? You know what I mean? So we're halfway there. And now we're living on a prayer. We're halfway there. Halfway there, and we're just blowing through the paint. See, the stream series base was a quarter of this size. You know, it was nothing near the sheer magnitude of this base. It was very small. If we consider this a large base, that was a mid-sized base on there. And the platform in which the base sat upon was very small compared to this. And so it didn't take as much paint. Of course, I had a lot of paint, though, on there. I don't know how much paint I actually went through. I did have a good bit. But it was a quick, simple project. I don't know if I should have documented this or not. Now that I think about it, I don't know who's going to be watching this. I don't know if you're still hanging here with me. Well, tip of the old hat to you. You're pretty hardcore fan of the channel if you're still sitting here listening to me flap my jaws. Doggone it, I don't want to hear anyone say, well, you didn't document that. Covered it all, and then some. Oops, I covered it all. Two blocks up in the center. That's the most efficient way to do it right there. If I could just keep that pattern going, you know, I can most efficiently paint 2 blocks right in the center. 2 blocks right in the center. I forgot how much. Did we take all the paint out of there? Or did we leave some? I know we're making more. Did we take all the paint out there? It'll take forever to go around and pick enough of that stuff to make anything worth our while. Now, if we were just like 1,000 paint short, we'd probably do that. We'd just hop on the mini bike and ride around and try to do it that way. But I think we're going to be more than that short. Let's do a sort here and see. Son of a gun. Hit that pillar again. Those darn pillars getting in the way. Yeah. The sound of the birdies chirping away. Mm-hmm. Yep, the old Grand Spartan keeping you company today. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're riding a bus right now. Wherever you're at. Trying to do my best to keep you company. It's kind of lulling me to sleep here, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Extra props to you for hanging out if you are, because it's making me sort of sleepy by doing this. It's hypnotizing. It's hypnotizing. That's what it is. I don't know if you notice what I've kind of discovered here with the 2 blocks. 2 blocks right in the center is knocking out a big chunk at one time, not wasting any. Not wasting any this way. If I'm just short by a couple thousand, then, you know, I can blame myself for doing what I did and say, oh, well, that was my fault. You know, I wasted too much paint. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to be well short. I'm going to run back in the base in just a moment. I'm going to see what we're left with for paint. We just made another, what, 6,000? Something like that. If that's the case, this was more than 30,000. This is more than 30,000. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll have to look and see how many cans we used. I don't know if I'll actually go back and count it up or not, but we used a bunch, folks. It's just such a large area to paint. And maybe that 20 to 30,000 estimate or whatever based on the 125 by 125 was just a floor. It's not counting all the pillars we have to paint and all of that. It's just a floor. So that's probably pretty accurate. 20 to 30,000 just for the floor. Nothing else. Probably another 10,000 for pillars or something. Maybe not quite that. 6,000, 8,000. We'll run into the base once we get back to the end over here with the ramp. I'm almost there right now. Run back in and make sure that Chem Lab is still going and make sure it didn't it's not full. Shoot. Little man keeps going from hot to cold, hot to cold. I don't know what's going on. He's hot and then he's fine. He's hot and then he's fine. What's wrong with you, little man? Why are you doing that? It's like a horse. All right, let's run in here. Well, we can turn that off. No chrysanthemum. We do have a little bit of cotton right there, but no chrysanthemum. No goldenrod. Would be a tiny bit. We'd be sitting around waiting on that to grow. So let's count how much we have left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13,000 left. Let me check my boxes here and make sure I didn't stuff some paint away. Miscellaneous. See, we're ready to go. Look at this miscellaneous box. For a new crafting room, we're ready to go. You even have a workbench right there. My lion claim, I'll pick up a cement mixer. I'll pick this stuff up. Take it with us. Take it with us. So I think that's it. I don't think I have any more paint stashed away anywhere else. No, well. Thought for sure I was going to have enough to finish this thing, but I should have just stuck to my guns on the painting of the floor, and we'd have it whooped. I have to take a sip of my tasty beverage, folks, and just break for a moment here, because this is it's a lot of painting. My goodness. But look at what we've done and what it looks like. think once we paint the pillars, it'll look nice and sharp. Now the belly of the base is done. About 60%, maybe 70% of the floor is done. Cross your fingers, folks. Cross your fingers for me that we're going to have enough to finish this. Can't be making mistakes like that moving forward, but little man, you need to calm down over there with your heat thing going on. I don't know what's up with him. See if I can't get this painted out over here. No screamers. Of course, I guess we don't have anything going. We had a chem lab going. Maybe one forge. I don't even think we have one forge going. But no screamers lately to bother us. That's kind of nice on when you're doing something like this and you're exposed out in the open. I'm expecting a wandering horde at any moment now, but outside of that, it's been a while since we've seen a dog horde. Shouldn't even said that. Now we're going to see one 30 seconds from now. We're probably going to see a dog horde. Just because I mentioned it. I kind of go around in a circle here and get these edges where the pillars are at because they're a little frustrating to have to paint around on the edges. We'll take one brush with medicine cabinet for the pillars and one brush for oh yeah, so I'm doing it right, and one brush for the diamond plate, whatever this is. Now what are we doing on paint? We had 13, so now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We went through it fast, folks. Not much left to go, but we did go through it quickly. I don't know why he's teetering around that 90-degree mark. It keeps getting there and keeps complaining to me. It's like, help me, man, help me. I'm hot. No, I'm not. Well, this took damage over here. I remember taking on a couple hordes in that particular area. That took a tremendous amount of damage right there. Some of those blocks were half destroyed. I've been waiting on that little game to come out, that little zombie survival game, for quite some time. I keep postponing the release date. Just got backed up again. It's going to be backed up to, I think, the 14th or something like that. I'm hoping to have that thing and cover it, because it looks very unique and different. It's a Russian-based game. Kind of excited to cover it, but yeah, it's 2, 3, 4, 5. We just use like 3,000 paint to go from one end to the other. If we were any other base, I'd say let's just go with it. We'll finish out, you know, painting a little bit of ground. Won't worry about the pillars, but we put too much time and effort into this base to just throw our hands in the air and not do it right, not finish it out the way we want to finish it. If I'm going to show everyone this base and hopefully gets a lot of views, you know, hopefully gets a lot of views, the base preview video. We'll have plenty of people that do not look at the Let's Play or the streams. They just check out these base previews. Then, yeah, we want to have it looking good for them. So it looks like maybe we're going to need about another 10,000 paint, something like that. Another 10K. I'm tempted to hop on the mini bike when we run out and drive to the local traders and see if they have paint. You know, I don't know if they have paint or not. I don't know if we have any hardware stores either. Of course, we're not going to get 8 or 10,000 paint, which is what it's going to take to paint the pillars. It's going to take that. May have goofed up too by using the last bit of my goldenrod. I don't think I have any seeds left. I had to go out and pick some now. Plant more. Son of a gun, Spartan. I was confident we'd have enough. Finish this thing today. What are we up to? Oh my goodness, it's almost a 2-hour episode. It's going to take, it's only going to take me about 10 minutes to upload, but it's going to take YouTube about a day to process it. Slow as they've been lately. I did a stream yesterday morning for 3 hours on the mark. 3 hours and like a minute. And it's been over 24 hours and they are still yet to process that video. If you can believe that. Hard to believe I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours painting it. I figured the floor would take an hour. The pillars would take an hour with the base, the belly of the base. And that's working out about right. You know, if we were to have enough paint to finish this. This is the last bit of it, folks. If we were to have enough to finish it, it would have been about 2 hours. You know, it would have been about 2 hours to finish it all. That's a lot of columns. That's a lot of pillars to paint all the way around. What do we have? A couple hundred? Something like that. At least 100 to paint. There are at least 100 pillars to paint throughout the area. And that's not even saying that we're going to paint back here. That's just saying we're going to leave that and not paint that. Do our base preview from in here and not show the back side of that. Well, we gave it, that's it, folks. No paint. We gave it our best effort. The floor, you know, another, what, 6,000 paint for that. Then another 10 to 20,000 for all the pillars. I would guess, I would imagine. But let's take a look at it. What it looks like from up here. Without the pillars being painted on this end. Of course, that looks kind of bad, but... let's ride, no, I'm not going to do that this episode. We'll do that next episode. I was going to ride to some traders. Let me gather up any seed that I might have. That's hop. Here's chrysanthemum. And we'll just pick some goldenrod. That stuff is everywhere. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't mean to equip. What did I just do? Want to go recipes. Okay, get my ding ding out of your ear. So what I'll do is we'll call, well, is that already grown? No. It did grow pretty fast, though, didn't it? Didn't we just plant that stuff? Oh, that grew fast. You know what? Before we end this episode, let's go to the big garden, and we'll end the episode over there. We're going to plant this stuff and get it going. Get it going. We might even get lucky and have that little glitch where everything grows. Where everything grows between episodes. It rarely happens, like once every 2 weeks, but you never know. We'd still have to make the stuff, though. You know, we still have to make the paint and all of that, but let's get this on our belt. Chrysanthemum. Fertilized soil. Goldenrod. What are we short on the most? Guess they're all about equal, huh? Well, this is like a stream without a stream. What this was like. It was so long, and I almost should have streamed this. So I could have had you, but it would have probably turned into 3 hours instead of the 2 that it's turning out to be now. Just because I'd have been doing a lot of talking and breaking from, this soil's not fertilized. We do have some planted up in there. Let's get the cotton on this row. One, two, three, four. We have enough to plant it all. Might as well just plant it all. It's a big garden over here. I know that. Oh, we goofed up on that. Look at that. I planted the tree right there by accident. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's been so long since we've harvested this garden. This tree farm. Now, when this is done, we should have enough, especially with that chrysanthemum being on the fertilized soil, we should have enough to finish it. I guess. I mean, we could spend time riding around the forest picking up cotton and chrysanthemum and goldenrod. You know, we could do that because a little bit goes a long way with the paint. It really does. And if we only need about 20,000 or something. See, there's goldenrod sitting right here. It's midday on 167. Let's ride over here somewhere where we've kind of finished up a little bit, and we'll end it right there so you can see kind of what it looks like outside of, if you can overlook the metal tread plate here. It's looking better. And get all of these things topped off and nice and shiny so they're not all cracked up looking. And we'll be looking good. We'll be looking good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here, I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me today to see this project through to the end. And I don't know if we're going to get it done or not, but by the time the horde comes around this time. But if not, we'll make the most of it. We'll go, we'll work on some new projects and get some other things going. You have yourselves a good day, good evening, wherever you may be located. I will see you all tomorrow.